Hey guys, it's Rod with Civil Advantage Firearms Training. Today we're going to talk about APM Technologie Body Armour and some really serious information that you need to know before making a purchase. Hey guys, it's Rod. Thanks again for joining me. Today we're going to talk about APM Technologie Body Armour. So APM Technologie is a company out of Cowansville, Quebec. They're Canadian. That's one of the reasons why I am promoting them. Great group of people. My interaction with them has been really good. And of course, when you buy stuff like this from a Canadian company, you don't have to deal with any of these monopoly supporting ITAR regulations. But anyway, APM in Quebec, excellent company. I have been able to get some of their products, which I'm really happy about. And we're also going to talk about some quick information that you need to know before you make a purchase of any kind of body armor or ballistic protection. Okay, so let's start. Products that they sell. Now APM sells all kinds of stuff. They sell like ballistic panels for houses. Lucky I don't have too much money, or this place would be a fortress. But they also sell vehicle armor and bullet traps and soft body armor, all kinds of different products. But what I was interested in them was they have a couple of different plates for plate carriers. And that was my main reason for contacting them. So for plate carriers, they have these semi-rigid level 3A plates, if you want to call them that, or panels. And this thing is 0.6 of a kilogram in weight. So really, really lightweight, and it's level 3A. So if you're not familiar with the different levels of armor, 3A is designed to stop all handgun cartridges, all handgun threats, also all shotgun ammunition, pretty much. So this, in theory, will stop a 12-gauge slug. Now I say in theory because it almost certainly will. It's an NIJ compliant panel at level 3A, and slugs are included in the threats that it'll stop. But I'll tell you this, if you get a 12 gauge slug in the panel here in the chest, you're not going to be walking away. You'll be carted away by the trauma helicopter, because you'll probably collapse a lung or both lungs and bust half your ribs, and you probably survive it, but it would not be a good day for you. Now, one of the things is body armor is now regulated, at least in British Columbia, by the Body Armor Control Act. And it's funny because one of the reasons why they want to control body armor, even though it is not a weapon and it cannot hurt anyone, so of course it's ridiculous on its face. But I guess the idea was you had a group of bureaucrats that have never seen body armor, and they said, well, the minute that a gangster slips one of these in his vest, he becomes completely impervious from gunfire. Man, I wish that was the case, huh? Because then I would never have to worry about getting struck with a bullet at the range by accident. Of course, it couldn't be farther from the truth. Even with rigid level 4 plates, you get struck with a 308 in the chest, you're going to go flying. So anyways, kind of interesting. One of the reasons why, this is a sidebar, kind of an interesting story, one of the reasons why I was looking into APM was because I was thinking about selling my own brand of body armor, because I think it's really important to have the maximum protection that you can when you're at the range, so that should the worst happen, you actually can survive that bullet strike. I looked into it, and basically what you need is a security worker license, which is an application process and a fee. Probably takes 6 months, I would imagine, to get it. Then once you have that, you have to apply for a security business license, which goes through the same process. Then once you have that, you have to take millions of dollars of third-party general liability insurance, which adds up to around $5,000 a year. And at that point, once you've done all that stuff, and you have to pay it every year, you can start making, whatever, $30 worth of margin off one of these panels. So, of course, the bureaucracy destroying small business, absolutely no reason for it. And, the idea that this is somehow a threat to society, again, absolute buffoonery going on in the government. You couldn't even make this stuff up. But anyway, my rant's over. But it's important that you guys know the kind of stuff that does go on and know why now this stuff is expensive, because it shouldn't be anywhere near as expensive as it is. But the government makes it expensive to no benefit to anyone whatsoever. And don't try to break the law, because if you sell body armor as a vendor in British Columbia, at least, you'll get a $10,000 fine per instance. So they'll just financially destroy your life. So totally not worth it. Anyway, as a civilian, if you have a PAL in British Columbia, at least you can buy and possess this stuff for your personal use, which is great. Remember, if you're thinking of getting body armor in your province, do a quick Google search, find out where the information is, call your whatever public safety branch or whoever administrates those laws, if any, and make sure that you're in 100% compliance with the law, because they'll sledgehammer you with they'll give you no quarter. They will sledgehammer you and destroy you just for wanting to not get struck with a bullet at the range. Okay, so APM, great company. I've had a good time dealing with them, and I've been running level 3A armor in my vest for a long time. I have soft body armor. So soft body armor is okay, level 3A, it'll stop handgun threats, but I'll tell you this, you get to take a shotgun blast, especially with soft body armor, it's really going to hurt you. So I wanted to get some plates because I train with rifles, and I had nothing that would stop a rifle round. Word to the wise, even 2 layers of 3A will not stop a rifle round. The reason is those rifle bullets, they just move too fast, and they don't get caught up in the fibers like handgun lower velocity ammunition will. So, and that's why it stops shotgun, because lower velocity even though there's probably more energy. Anyways, so something to consider, you have these level 3A, very lightweight, soft panels. And you also have level 3. Now level 3 armor, which is what I was after initially, is for stopping rifle rounds. And level 3A will stop right up to and including a .308 Winchester M80 round, also known as 7.62 by 51. So what I'm really concerned with at the range is getting struck by a .223, otherwise known as 5.56 NATO, or a 7.62 by 39. Those were my main concerns, and that's why I wanted this armor. So here's my experience. I ordered a couple of different panels, and I ordered these guys for my vest. So I have level 3A underneath, and I got a steel plate. This is the most affordable level 3 armor you can get, which is a AR500 plate. Here's the problem. I had 2 problems with this. One was this plate is almost 4 kilograms in weight. So that's 8 pounds of plate. That's 16 pounds of plate front and back for me in a plate carrier. So I got 16 pounds worth of plate. I got my level 3A soft body armor. I got my ammunition. I had my rifle hanging off that vest, and I couldn't carry it. Like, I could carry it strength-wise. The problem is I have a bit of a curvature in my back. And so with all this weight on my shoulders, it pushes me sort of forward like this. And I was getting pain. It wasn't muscular pain from being out of shape. Make no mistake, I'm crazy out of shape. But what it was this sharp disc pain. It was stress on my discs. So for me, carrying around plates that heavy, it just isn't an option, unfortunately. So I took my vest, I put these plates in there, ran around the range, got a really sore back within about 40 minutes. I was like, oh, and it was a strange sore back, so I'm like, I'm not going to push it. And I found something else. I found that I was very clumsy with the rifle. And I thought, is it because I got all this weight on and I'm out of shape? Is it, what's the problem? Maybe I'm just not used to having these plates. And I thought that's what it was. I thought it was just being a baby about it. So fine. I struggled through that day, totally clumsy. I can't change shoulders. I just was really, it was like I had this wicked lack of skill. And I'm slightly above mediocre as far as I'm concerned about myself, as far as a shooter's concerned, but I do have some proficiency. And I thought, well, maybe I'm just getting rusty or something. So I go back to the range another day, and I have the same results. Now that day I took the steel out, and I put these panels. So now I'm not really carrying anywhere near as much weight. And I still had the same problem. I was still clumsy. And I'm like, what is going on with me? Am I like totally losing skills and I'm on my way down now? I'm getting too old for this stuff or whatever? And I found out what the problem is. So, important information for you guys. If you're planning on buying rigid plates, or even semi-rigid plates like this, they have to be right for your body. So I'm thinking when I order these, I want maximum protection, right, of my vitals, where the kill zone on a person's right in this area here. It's basically from your trachea to your diaphragm and between your nipples. It's this area right here. It's not, some people think center mass is down here. That's not where it is. It's up high. That's why in your plate carrier, the plates sit up high like this. You're trying to protect your heart and your liver and these organs in here. This is what's going to kill you. If you get struck with a bullet down here, you probably survive it. You're going to be using a colostomy bag and maybe you'd be paralyzed, but you'll probably survive it if you can get medical services as soon as possible or in a short period of time. So anyway, I get this plate and I get the, it's a 10 by 12. And I tried on my vest a few days ago here in the house. And I was just rigging some other stuff up or whatever. I put the vest on, like, I think I've figured out what my problem is. My body type, or just the way my frame is, my shoulders are not that wide. I'm plenty wide down here. I got this covered, but my shoulders, my actual skeleton, right, is really not that wide in the shoulders. And what that causes is it causes me a problem trying to put my arms together. So the issue is that when I'm grabbing the rifle and I'm keeping my elbows tucked in and I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do, the plate is actually holding my shoulders out. So now I'm doing this kind of thing, trying to manipulate my rifle. And it took a while to figure that out. So what's the result for you guys? Do yourself a favor. Like, I'm 5'9½", so I'm not that tall, I'm not that short either. But across here, I shouldn't be doing an 8 by 10. That's not the right size for me. So do yourself a favor, cut yourself a piece of plywood that's 8 by 10, slightly larger than 8 by 10, because this is, yeah, okay, so it's 10 on the nose, right across, but it's curved. So anyway, cut yourself a piece of plywood, slip it into your plate carrier, and run around the range one day and make sure that that's not going to hamper you. For me, I'm going to need a 10 by 8 instead of a 10 by 12. I'm going to need 8 inches across because I'm just not that wide in the shoulders. So, interesting stuff. Now, in my vest right now, I have the 3A soft body armor. I have one of these in the front, and I have this guy, which is a 12 by 14 in the back. Of course, in the back, my arms go this way. I think yours do too. So we don't have to worry. We can have the biggest plate that we can fit inside of our carriers in the back. That's great. It'll give you the maximum protection. So that's a great idea. Now, again, before you buy, take your plate carrier and rip it open. Now, when you look in there, if you're not familiar with how this works, and there's a lot of guys, I wasn't familiar, I had to go through it too, right? But when you rip that thing open and you see that whole cavity inside the plate carrier, that's not where your plates go. You'll probably see a foam pad in there as well. Lift that foam pad up and you'll see a pocket with a flap closure and some other closures to hold the plate steady. That's the pocket where your plates go in. So you're going to look in there and you're going to measure that plate pocket. If the plate pocket is only good for a 10 by 12, then that's what you're going to buy. In my vest, the green one, not this one here, but the green one that I'm always having in the videos, that is a Condor QPC, quick release plate carrier. And that one, the back pocket will take this 12 by 14, which is great. And the front pocket will take an 8 by 10, or sorry, a 10 by 12, which is one of these guys, but it won't take anything bigger than that, just so you know. Now, this is the metal plate that I got from APM that I want to put in my vest. Again, too heavy for me, plus the front plate is a little bit too wide. I said to APM, hey, I'm going to do a video for you guys. Can you send me a plate to shoot? And we're going to do that video. The next video to come out maybe in a couple of weeks, we're going to take one of these plates and we're going to shoot the crap out of it and see if it does resist 308 plus all the other rifle rounds. There's other videos, but we're going to do it ourselves. So they sent me this. They sent me a bare plate. And so that's okay. You know, I would have rather had it all, you know, done and everything, but they sent me the bare plate. And I said, oh, I'll shoot that anyway, that's fine. But guess what I found out when I put the stuff on the table, guys? Just now. This is a 10 by 8 plate. So I'm not shooting this one. This one's going to go in my vest. We're going to shoot the nice one that I actually bought. So look forward to that video. We're going to shoot the crap out of this thing and see how it holds up. Now, I would have rather them send me this 8 by 10 with this really nice neoprene cover, By the way, the guys that I know that are familiar with plates like this say these are some of the nicest plates they've ever seen. And these guys are ex-military and not Canadian military. So they've seen some different gear around and have done military contracting work. So I have it on good authority. These are beautiful. They have this quite a bit of high density foam in the back. And they have nice neoprene cover, and the plate itself is wrapped in plastic so that I guess it keeps the corrosion off it, right? So really nice plates, affordable, level 3. I would highly recommend them. But anyway, so I'm going to shoot this thing. Now, I'm curious what this neoprene is going to do for spalling, because spalling is an issue. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with spalling, what that is when a bullet strikes a hard surface like a rock, or in this case a steel, a very, very hard steel plate, that bullet's going to shatter into 1,000 different pieces, and the jacket and pieces of lead are going to go everywhere in a radial pattern, right? It's going to go everywhere. Now, in real life, if you're wearing this thing, where's it going to go? It's going to go up into your neck. It's going to go into the inside of your arms. It's going to be ugly. So to prevent spalling or reduce it, some manufacturers spray that coating, that anti-rust coating and stuff, really thick, Line-X I think it's called, on the front of this. Sometimes they have layers of plastic or whatever to try to trap those pieces. What you can do is, if you're on a budget, here's what you can do to reduce, not prevent, but reduce the spalling. You can go to the Home Depot or whatever. You can get just a little piece of that super high density foam there. I guess it's the same stuff that you can use to put on your floor when you put laminate flooring in, if you've ever done that kind of stuff. I'm getting old, so I've done a few things like that. You put a layer of that stuff, and then you put either fiberglass tape, which you can get at the hardware store, or duct tape, and keep wrapping that thing, or putting layers at least on the front, and then finish it with a wrap all the way around it till you build it up to be about 1/4 inch thick. And what that'll do is it will trap some of those pieces. It won't get them all, but at least you've got that, and you've got the Cordura in your vest, and that hopefully will slow the velocity down of these pieces. Who knows, maybe it'll trap it all. I haven't tried that myself. So at least that'll mitigate some of the spalling a little bit. So anyway, we're going to shoot this plate, and that should be fun. So look forward to that video coming. And I'm also going to now put this in my vest. I'm going to do the poor man's spalling protection on this thing, and I'm going to stick this in my vest, and I'll report back to let you know whether that made a big difference for me. I think it will in my mobility. And one last comment on that is you have to make a choice when you're thinking about the plate size. Do I want maximum protection and I'm going to sacrifice my proficiency with the rifle, or do I want to make sure that I'm the best that I can be on the rifle and maybe take a risk that I'll get a graze here because I didn't have a little extra plate on there. So for me, because I'm just slightly better than a mediocre shooter, I would always want to make sure that I am at my maximum potential with the rifle and the pistol before worrying about an extra 1 or 2 inches of protection of plate. So anyway, that's the choice that I'm making. Hopefully that provides some insight. Okay, well, I hope that this video itself was helpful. If you guys have any experience with APM Technologies products, please feel free to comment below. If you have questions, I'll do my best to answer, but I've been really busy these days, so I don't really have the time to get back to every single one of them. I might only have the time to give you a thumbs up on the question. So help your fellow gun owners if you guys have that information, and help me answer those questions if you're for sure you know the right answer. All right, well, I hope it helps. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can at CivilAdvantage1, or you can find us on the web at www.civiladvantage.com. Thanks, and we will see you next time.